to Homestead 215. It has been a while since we've had you out in the garden. The garden is growing beautifully, and I wanted to just show you some of that. But I also wanted to bring you out and show you how to save seeds from your peas. First, I just found some garden pests that I'm going to turn you around and let you see, and we'll talk about how to take care of those and get rid of those. If you look, let's see if I can zoom in on these enough. If you look really closely right there, there are two brown bugs on this cucumber plant, and those are squash bugs. I don't know if you can see them. Let me get a good angle. Those are squash bugs, and we do not like squash bugs on my plants. They will lay eggs on the back, the underside of your leaves, and they will pretty much just destroy a plant if you are not careful with getting rid of those. And so I'm going to take a cup of soapy water that I keep with me when I'm in the garden, and I'm going to knock them in to that soapy water, and it will take care of them. Alright, so this is a little gross, but these are some other pest bugs that I've been able to catch earlier today, and I think I used the same bucket yesterday, so it's kind of old water, but it still works. It still has the soap in it, and it will work just fine. It's actually really dark in the bottom, not because it's that gross, but because there's actually a leaf down in there that I just cut off some squash bug eggs that were on a leaf, and I just shoved the whole leaf in the water, because you can do that as well. There's other ways to get rid of the eggs, but I just shoved the whole thing into the water because I didn't feel like messing with it at the time. So I am going to, I don't think I can hold the camera and get these bugs down, so I'm going to turn you off, get rid of these bugs, and then we'll do a seed saving video. Alright, so now you can see I have two squash bugs in there now. One is still moving around trying to get out, but he's not going to be able to make it. There's too much. The soap will basically just kill them off. So got those all in there now. He already sunk to the bottom. Goodness. That's one way to get rid of squash bugs. Some people say just to spray them off with water, but I kind of feel like that's kind of pointless because they're just going to come right back to your plant, and so you'd have to be very consistent to be like constantly spraying bugs off, and that just is not, I don't have the time for that. So for me, it's soapy water, or I just pick them off. If I have my glove out here, I'll pick them off and squash them. Whatever means I have to take care of them at the time. So that is some pest control methods for you. Now I want to take you over here to this loofah plant and show you this real fast before we get started with the peas. Look at this massive loofah. Look at this. Let me hold my hand up to it for size reference. Look at, oh, don't break off, please. Okay. Can't even hold it. It's so big. Here. My hand versus, here's the top of it, and it goes all the way down to here. That's how big that loofah plant is. Now, not the plant, but the one loofah. So this is something, I've never grown loofah before, but I'm always looking for new ways to be sustainable with the things that we use, our household products. Loofah, like the plasticky loofahs that you can buy at the dollar store or wherever store you shop at, I just don't like them to use products like that anymore. So I am growing these loofahs so that we can make our own loofahs. You can use them as sponges for doing dishes. You can use them for your own loofah for your personal, showers and things like that. But what you do is you take the loofah, this big one that's on the plant right here. You take this big loofah, and I'm going to let it dry on the plant. It's going to start to turn yellow and then eventually brown. Once it starts turning yellow, you can technically, I think you can take it off the vine then and let it dry out the rest of the way in your, like, a garage or just a cool, dry place, so it can continue drying out. You can actually cut it open and hang up. It's going to be kind of like a squishy, like the loofah material, and you can actually hang dry that outside in the sun to let it continue drying out. Let that dry for several more days, and then obviously take it down if it's going to rain, like take it out of the rain, but let it dry out all the way. And then once that's done, you can cut it into whatever size you want. It can be small sizes for doing dishes, it can be bigger sizes. I'm going to cut some up and put them maybe inside some soaps, but I'm also going to save some for just our personal bath use and shower usage as well. So I'm really excited about that. You can also eat loofah, but not at this size. I mean, you could, but it wouldn't be very good. You want to eat loofah when they're pretty small. So they're kind of like just a squash. You can saute them, you can stir fry them. When they're smaller, they taste better. Now I'm going to take you over here. I have pulled most of my peas already, and I actually have some seed pods already in the house that I'm going to show you. I have to duck to get underneath. Look at this pumpkin plant. My trellis is way up here, but my pumpkin plant hangs way down here. So I actually have to duck to get through it when I'm walking through the trellises. So anyway, I have some peas saved inside already that are in the pods, and I'm going to use those later in this video just to show you how to shell those and save those pea seeds basically for the next time. But I wanted to show you, for those who are visual learners, I know I like to just see the process. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like to actually pull out and save those pods. So if you look right here, this is one of my back trellises that I've had, and there are peas plants on this trellis that are basically dead at this point. I mean, they've got a little bit of green in them still some places, but they're not blooming anymore. I'm not going to get any more peas from these. So there's not even a ton of peas on here. Like, this is actually one old one, but it looks like it got some disease, probably powdery mildew or something, and it's getting kind of yucky. So I'm just going to pull out and save what I can. There may not even be a whole lot, but like I said, I have some inside that we're going to shell, and I'll show you what that looks like so that we can, so I can show you how to save seeds. Alright, so I got a pile here. There's actually still some green pods on here, but they're getting eaten, and so I'm just going to not use the rest of these. I did get a couple that we'll take in and take a look at, see if they're any good. But the majority of these were just kind of really diseased, and the birds had already gotten to them. So I will take you inside and show you how to do the rest. It is actually the next day after I made the first portion of this video, and life just got crazy last night, so I didn't get the rest of this done. But today I wanted to show you guys how to save seeds, and I actually am going to show you not only the peas that we did last night, but we're actually going to do some lettuce seeds as well that I have to save. So first thing I wanted to show you, the seeds that we saved last night were from, I only got 2 pods that were usable. So these 2 pods were planted in one section where I had peas, and these were, I planted a variety called Easy Peasy peas, and they didn't grow super well the first time, so I replanted, but they were taking a while and I was impatient, so I ended up planting some more. So I am not even really sure which variety grew. So these are either Easy Peasy peas, or I just replanted Sugar Snap eventually because I was being impatient and nothing was coming up. So I'm not sure if the Easy Peasy finally grew, and that's what these are, or they are Sugar Snaps, which is what a lot of my other peas were. I just went ahead and made a little label on this that I'm going to separate. I'm not going to put them in with the rest of my pea pods, or my peas that I'm going to save, because I don't think they're the same variety. Well, I know they're not the same variety. The other peas I saved were from Burbiana peas. I didn't save any Sugar Snap peas because I actually have tons of those seeds still, so I just didn't bother saving any of those this year. So my other pile here is all Burbiana. So first thing I want to show you guys is what to save seeds in. Now, some people save seeds in envelopes. You can use little Ziploc baggies, like little, tiny size ones, but I love to just reuse things. So I collect things like this over time. So this is just a prescription pill bottle that I saved, especially with peas and beans, because they're so much thicker than most seeds are, that I feel like envelopes are not conducive because they're just so thick. Regular seeds that are real, thin and just tiny, those are perfect for envelopes, and you can even do some of those in here as well. But for me, I like to save things. So this is just like a little candy bottle that my kids got from grandma or somebody. So we're going to use that today for my question mark peas. I don't know if you can see that, but I made a label and it just has a question mark. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. It's kind of sunny out, but it just has a question mark, so that I don't know the variety, but regardless, I'm going to get some good peas from it. So we're going to save those into that one, and then the Burbiana we're going to put into this pill bottle. Burbiana peas. Okay, so that's going to go in there, and then I'm actually going to save some lettuce seeds. Now, I've actually had these seeds from last summer that I started to harvest them one day, and I put them in just a little jar. But I have just never finished harvesting them, and they've just been sitting around in my house, and my husband's probably, he's been very patient with me to have these seeds just sitting around. Actually, the whole plant is just not the whole plant, but some of the branches have just been in our kitchen for a long time. So I'm finally gonna harvest these. I figured I'd just join it with this video because I just haven't gotten around to it. So today is the day. So we'll start with the peas. For shelling peas, you're just gonna, it's a dry, you wanna make sure your seeds are completely dry, your pods are completely dry. I've had these pods, I harvested this pile of Burpiana peas, I harvested these I think last week, and they've just been laying out to dry even more on my kitchen counter on a towel for about a week now. So I'm just gonna literally just pop this open, and then you're just gonna get your seeds to fall out. So inside, I'll show you one side, the peas are still gonna be a little bit attached. You can see that there. They're just attached to the pod, and you're just gonna pull them out. And then I'm gonna just put them into my pill bottle here. So as you pull them out, you can do it right above it. They should be nice and dry. You can hear as they fall in, they're crunchy sounding basically. You want them very dry to be able to save your seeds. So I'm just gonna go through and just pull all these out and just dump them in here. And these are all, again, I'm saving the one variety, Burpiana. I know these were all Burpiana because I harvested from that section. I plant my peas and I had three different sections of peas this year, I think it was. So one section was all Sugar Snap, and one was Burpiana, and then the other one was attempted to be the Easy Peasy. This one actually, here, I'll show you this. This pea actually did not fully form. I don't know if you can see that. It has a crack in it. So I may not save this one. It might grow. It could still grow from it, but I kind of doubt it. So I'm just not gonna, it's gonna fall apart if I throw it in there with the rest. So I'm just not gonna keep that one. But the rest, we're gonna go ahead and just put in here. So yeah, my three sections were Sugar Snap, Burpiana, and then the I attempted Easy Peasy, got impatient and replanted Sugar Snap because like I said, I have so many Sugar Snap peas. My local library has a seed library in it, and they have a ton of Sugar Snap peas. So I was able to get a lot one time from them because I do plant a lot of peas, and so I still have a ton left. So I'm not gonna save seeds right now. I am getting about 3 to 4, sometimes 5, depending on how big, per pod. And so I've probably had 15 to 20 to start with. So I'll get a good amount of peas. It won't be enough for next year. I'll still have to substitute or supplement some other seeds. But this is a good starting point. And I'm going to replant some in the fall. So we should be able to save some more in the fall as well. So that's the nice thing about peas, is that you plant one of these, you get a whole, load full of peas that you're going to get from it. You plant one little seed and you're going to have the chance to harvest a whole lot more. So if you can see that now inside there, I have probably, I don't know, I would guess like 40 now. 40 seeds or so, maybe 50. So 40 to 50 in there from just a handful of pods. And that is all I have to do. They are already all dried out, so I'm not going to worry about mold growing in here because I completely dried out the peas first. You want to make sure you do that, or you could have the possibility of mold that grows in your containers if they're not fully dry. That's one of the benefits of an envelope, is that envelopes are breathable, and so if they're not completely dry, they could continue to dry in the envelope, whereas a pill bottle or another container like this is completely airtight. And so it won't allow it to continue to dry. It's not going to breathe. So if they're not fully dry, it could grow mold in there. All right, so my question mark peas that I don't know what they are, let's just go ahead and do those. Yeah, this is definitely not Sugar Snap because these have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in just one pod. My Sugar Snaps usually only give me 3 to 4, so I bet this is the Easy Peasy. Easy Peasy was supposed to be a bigger pod that gives you more seeds. Oh yeah, I just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from that one. So I'm pretty sure these are the Easy Peasy, but I still don't know for sure, so I'll leave it as a question mark and then go from there. So now I just got about 60 pea seeds, peas for next year, or for the fall I could plant. That's 60 peas. And I probably planted about that many this year. So just from the few that I planted or the few that I harvested here, I have now 60 to replant, and I can do that again in the fall, and you just get a ton of peas that you can keep rotating or give away. You just donate them to your seed library if you have one in your area, that kind of stuff. So let's move on to my lettuce. Now, you can do this multiple ways. The first time I did this, the reason I haven't finished is because it's very time consuming to do lettuce seeds if you want to completely get everything off except for the lettuce seeds themselves. Some people will take, let me find this for you. Some people will just take this little branch, and you see on this little branch there's all these little, what looks like little balls. Those are the seed pods. And so inside that one seed pod, lettuce is like very giving with its seeds. So that one little ball is going to give me probably 30 seeds in each of those tiny, because lettuce seeds are tiny, teeny tiny. So it'll give me 20 to 30 seeds in every single little ball. I did a lot. I harvested a lot already. I probably have 500 seeds in here already. I mean, they're tiny little seeds. There's probably 500 or more in there already. And it barely even fills up my jar, but that's how many are in there because they're so tiny. So one little tiny ball, you could go through and hand pick every single one, and then what you do is you just break it open, and I'm gonna try to show you this in a second, but you break it open and you just try to get out all those seeds. Well, I may not get 30, I might get 15 or so though. And the problem is, if you do this, like I said, it's very time consuming because I have to literally peel apart this whole little tiny ball and take away the stuff that's not seeds, and it can be kind of hard. If you have a sifter that's very fine, you could maybe do this, but I don't have one fine enough to get out all the debris that I don't need to save. And so it took me a long time, which is why I stopped and just gave up. So yeah, there's probably only 15 to 20 seeds in here actually because of the debris. But I just got another 15 to 20 seeds from in there, that one little ball. I don't know if you can see those well. So I'm just going to dump those. These are all, like I said, I've had these since August of 2021. These are very, very dry, like they're almost a year old. So I'm just going to dump them in my jar. If they weren't all the way dry, again, you lay them out, let them dry all the way. They should just fall apart. The seed pods should just fall apart when you try to crush them. They're just really easy to fall apart. So I could sit here and go through every single one, and this is not my only branch. I have like a whole bowl full of branches in here, so that would take me forever. So I'm actually going to just take these, and I'm just gonna take off all the little balls and just put the balls, since they're completely dry, put the balls in here. And then when I go to plant, I actually plant my lettuce very close together because I like to harvest it as leaf lettuce. I don't wait for the head to form because I just like to cut and go as I want my lettuce. So I'm just gonna take these little balls when I plant, and I will just literally crush it into the dirt, like sprinkling it around. It just saves me a ton of time if I just take off these little balls, kind of peel the branches away. And instead of breaking this open and spending 5 minutes per seed getting out all the debris, I'm just gonna put the ball in here. It's gonna take me just a few minutes compared to probably hours of my time. I'll probably put this on a time lapse so you don't have to sit and watch me do every single one. We'll do it kind of quick though. Pour these in here. All right, so let's do a time lapse now. My seeds that I'm saving. This variety, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, this is a Bib lettuce variety. So I've got a ton of Bib lettuce seeds in here now. I'm ready to go. And I have a few more random ones in here. I'll go ahead and harvest some of those after the video is done. But I just wanted to show you how to do seed saving. So that is all I have for you guys. You learned something, and I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of our garden update that I showed yesterday. And I think I've got a little one that wants to come say hi real fast, so I'll let her say hi. You say hi?
Hi.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi,
I was teaching them how to save seeds from our pea pods and from lettuce. Lettuce seed pods. Isn't that cool? Awesome. You see all the seeds in there that we have? We'll plant a lot of lettuce seeds in the fall and get some more lettuce to eat. Sound good? This one right here loves lettuce. Loves salad, don't you? Yep. All right, I love you. Can you tell everybody bye?
Bye.
Say thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.